Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a great New Year and a very Merry Christmas. My name is Gerry Marotti and my partner, Greg Marangel, and together we are
the Wax Hunters!
Well, hey, look, it's starting off a new year, and how are we going to start off a new year? Well, we want to start it off right. And in order to do that, we have to talk about wax and wax boxes.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Waxmas.
Oh, okay. You come up with a good one there. All right. So what do we talk about today on wax boxes? Now, I have my baseball expert here for some of the newer stuff, and I have myself for some of the older stuff here. So we're kind of going to have...
We cover almost every year at that point.
We're given a broad spectrum of cards here. So why don't we start off with 71, 72 basketball.
So not only are you a baseball expert, we're also basketball experts.
Basketball. So now here you're looking at Wax Nation, a Topps basketball box, which this particular box came from the Fritz Vault collection. These were discovered sometime back in pristine condition, whereas the folds of the box, because back in the day when they opened the box and stood them up, they were displayed. So this has not even broken the display perforations. So that is a pristine box. And in this box is no other than Julius Erving's rookie card.
The doctor himself.
The Dr. J.
Dr. J.
We were told by Steve Hart on a show, or a couple shows ago, that they did, in fact, PSA grade a 10 Dr. J. Did not see one card.
Just one.
I'm sure he's in there. Now, whether he's a 10, we don't know. But he could be. If it has a chance of being a 10, it's in that box. Simply because there is absolutely zero damage to this box whatsoever.
That box looks like it was just made.
It was laying there for many, many years, just sitting in a box, sealed, untouched. You probably could still chew the gum.
Yeah, I wouldn't chew it. From my experience, the gum's not usually pretty good after a couple of years. Let alone 40.
So my point is that you're looking at around I want to say a $9,000 to $10,000 box.
Wow.
Of cards. Yeah, it's $9,000 to $10,000. I'll have to check your backpack before you leave.
That's right.
But anyhow, that is a box that obviously, if you come across or get your hands on packs or boxes or box, it's something certainly you want to put away and keep in pristine, climate-controlled condition. So those are that box particularly is a very good box because of Dr. J.
He's a pretty good player.
I think so.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to really do is key on what could you do with your money, with your dollars to get good return, as we said, and have something that will maintain value. What you see in front of us right here, right now, are some of the things that will maintain value, will hold their value and rise.
So, Gerry, that box goes for $9,000, $10,000. What does the Dr. J card go for?
Well, the Dr. J, I believe, on PSA is like $4,000 or $5,000 in a 9.
Yeah.
But they're getting a lot more than that online. I'm going to say the 10's got to be well over a couple $100,000.
Wow.
Which, in fact, increases the box price. And talking about that, you are going to drag us into the Topps Pro debut with Mike Trout, and simply in the newer side, why that is going to draw up and what it's been doing on PSA. So,
So Mike Trout,
enlighten me.
All right. So Gerry, Mike Trout is probably the best baseball player since Babe Ruth. I will go on record right now.
Wow.
By the time his career is over, it's going to be Babe Ruth, Mike Trout, and there might even be an argument that Mike Trout's the better player.
I'm going to have to check your patent down, too, when you leave here.
He is already, like, the most comparable player to his stats in performance right now is Mickey Mantle's entire career.
Jesus.
He is, I mean, to the Wax Nation, you know who Mike Trout is. He is as studly as Studley gets. He is the best baseball player on the planet by a mile. So naturally, his rookie card is something that you're going to want to look at and go after.
Now we're just going to throw Bryce Harper away?
Get rid of Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper got paid $300 million to stink up Philadelphia.
Wow.
Mike Trout's making over $400 million, and he is the king of kings when it comes to baseball.
So what you're saying now is relatively to the wax boxes is that, if you can find a Topps Pro debut or a Bowman Platinum.
So the thing with Mike Trout,
what are you looking for?
So
here?
Jerry, we've explored this a little bit. There are a lot of Mike Trout rookie cards out there. The standard Mike Trout rookie card is a 2011 Topps update. And that card in a 10, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of 10s for Mike Trout rookie cards in that box. Mm-hmm. I think there's about 1,000 of them that PSA have graded, that give or take a few.
Yeah.
But they're worth about $1,000.
But to me, that's not a good sign.
Right. There's a lot of cards out there.
Right.
So you want
a lot of 10s.
There's a lot of 10s because the cards, when we talk about wax packs, the older packs from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s, they didn't have the quality control they had in the early to mid 2000s.
Correct.
So the cards coming out of the packs should be basically perfect.
Well, again, and then when I went after the pro debut,
Yeah.
it's an offbeat box that, in my opinion, is not something you can find readily. It's actually, there's none available on the internet or anywhere. So would that be more desirable down the line because of the scarcity of the box?
Why, yes, it would, Jerry. So the 2011 Topps update is the card that people know, and then there's the really expensive ones like the Bowman Chromes. I think the 2009 or 2010 Bowman Chrome, 2009 Bowman Chrome. We got 2010 Bowman Platinum. These cards are big value cards. But they're known cards.
Okay.
So you're right. You do want to look for cards that are a little more offbeat that probably not as many people would have looked for or have.
And that'll make a short supply.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cards out there. So you got to be kind of smart about the ones that you're looking for. But there's some good cards out there.
Well, also keep in mind that this is the second series, doesn't contain the
Mike
card
Trout.
you're looking for, Mike Trout. So you could get easily confused. I have both of them just for the fact that to sell them as a set, 1 and 2, at the time when they do go up for sale. So just be careful because you can easily, where they don't mention the player, you think it's in that box and you end up buying a box and you're going to be disappointed.
But we talked a lot about, or especially during the football season, Tom Brady rookie cards.
Correct.
And there's probably 30 to 40 Tom Brady rookie cards.
Yes, there is.
And Mike Trout is the Tom Brady of baseball, only a little bit of a better player.
So we're
only different. He doesn't have the championships that Brady has, but he's got
the potential.
Now he's got great potential because the Angels are starting to put some more money into their team. So.
Well, and now you want to say to yourself, okay, and this is why we're actually doing this show. It's easy to find the boxes for the big money cards. The one with his $75,000 or $100,000 card, that box is like $2,100. We found where that box is, and to be honest with you, that's a good price with the potential of having a card that high.
Yep.
The only thing that would scare me a little bit is that box should be around $5,000 to $7,000 with a $200,000 card. So what does it tell me? It tells me there's a lot of them probably available or out there, or we don't know. You look at PSA's numbers and you can see, like you said, how many were graded.
So
that's the scary part.
The thing with
how many pro debuts you're going to find graded.
I don't know. So I mean, it's Topps. So I mean, Topps can make what they want to make. I don't know the specific numbers of the boxes out there. But the thing with the 2010 and 2011 years, there's a lot of good players. Steven Strasburg was coming out around that time. And he was like the heralded player that everyone knew about. So you saw a lot of stuff coming out. So Mike Trout came out maybe a year before him, but you could still see some overlap. So there was a lot of production for those cards because he was so talked about. Even Bryce Harper, same thing. They made a lot of boxes So there's a lot of cards where there's overlap. So, I mean, you talk about this 2010 box. This is a Bryce Harper year, but you still could get Mike Trout in it. So
that's a double bonus there.
Yeah, and if Bryce Harper,
that's a good point.
If Bryce Harper ever gets back to where he was 2-3 years ago,
he will.
He could. He's a good enough player. He's young. He just had a little bit
rough year,
a bit of an injury bug, and it wasn't like he had a bad year, but he didn't have a Hall of Fame type year. So, but I mean that's the thing. Like there's a lot of overlap in this box. So one, you're a little protected from an insurance standpoint because you could get some other good players in the box, but two, they were big time. They were known players. Like Bryce, people knew Strasburg and Harper.
Yeah.
They kind of knew Trout, but not as much as those two. So people were buying those boxes for those players. So those cards are out there. So people
and you
were
do get lucky with like the football box that I bought. I think it was 2012.
Yep.
National Treasures.
Andrew Luck.
I bought it for Andrew Luck.
Yep.
You know what he did? He abruptly retired, and I'm like, oh no! But guess who else is in there? That's close to the MVP if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, and that's none other than
Russell Wilson.
You got it. So Russell Wilson's in that box, and that's going to jettison that price of the box up. So you want to look at the total players that is available in that series and in that box, and for insurance purposes, in case you see something that he's up and coming. If someone that is there that you're buying it for, something happens, you got that insurance policy. So just jumping over to away from these guys, now let's go to somebody that was tried and proven.
Yep.
Derek Jeter.
That's right, the captain.
Yeah.
El Capitan.
Now, Upper Deck has 93.
There's a lot of there's a few different 93 cards to go after,
and we have targeted the Upper Deck, but they're still at a very affordable price per box, around $50 to $60.
You can get this specific box for about $50 right now.
Okay, so in that 50 to 60 price range, they also have those and the jumbos.
They're creeping up a little bit more right now.
And you want to try to find something also offbeat, which they have is the jumbos.
Yep.
The jumbos packs are also available, so you want to kind of grab those too.
And Wax Nation, I'll say, jump on this now because the Hall of Fame election, the voting's starting already. Once they finalize the voting, this guy's going in. These boxes are going to go up after he's elected to the Hall of Fame, which he is 100% going to be in. So
and there goes the value. The value will start to increase.
You want to buy it now while the value is still a little bit lower, and then it's going to jump. And once he gets elected, that's pretty much where that box is going to sit for.
Well, I think it's at bargain basement prices right now. I think at $50.
Yeah, but once he gets elected, I'm saying that box is going to go up to the point where I don't. You want to get in at the lower price, not the higher price. That's the peak.
Of course. And when you get in at that with the $50 range, I mean, the box could in fact double. Can go to 100 easy.
It could easily be 100.
So you buy 5 boxes, you double your money.
Yep.
Or sell 3 or 4 and keep one.
And when you buy the 93 Upper Deck, make sure you go for the blue box. There's a red one out there. You don't want the red. You want the blue. That's where DJ is.
Correct.
Now, unless you want to be like my friend Gerry, who is buying both boxes to complete the full set.
True.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think it's the set. Well, it isn't, but I don't think in that it's necessary.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
There's no one in the series in the I think it's the second series.
I believe that's the series second.
Yeah, series 2. So series 1, there's nobody really in series 1 that you really want to go after. Yeah. But also in 93, you got the Upper Deck SPs. That's his big rookie card. That's the foil. That's the pack that we opened up not that long ago.
Yes, we do have some out to be graded. Yep. The SP is a expensive box. Also, I believe around $2,500.
It's creeping. It was you were able to get it for $17, $18. Now it's
higher than that.
$21, $22.
Yeah. So.
But that's the $100,000 rookie card.
Yeah, doesn't necessarily have to mean it's in there.
That's right.
It's just the potential of it being in there.
That's right. So
which makes wax better than the actual cards.
That's right.
Because you know what you got. You don't know what you're going to get.
People are still going to pay the value of the card for a box that's not open because they're going with the assumption that they could get it.
Or maybe more.
Yeah.
You know, one or more.
Well, you look at we talk about 86 Flair basketball. People are paying for the Michael Jordan rookie card.
Correct.
In those packs. and he's only in, as Steve Hart said, 3 packs in every box.
Right, but he's in 3 of them. There's 3 rookie cards in there.
In the boxes. But if you're just buying the individual pack,
right,
you have no guarantee.
No guarantee. Unlike when you buy the box, which that year Fleer was purposely done to get 3 sets out of a box for the collector. So they know the correlation in that box, unlike the other ones, which they do not. They're put in randomly and that's it. So, we talk about stars. We talk about baseball stars and football stars and basketball stars. I mean, let's talk about stars that were just stars.
Stars of the screen?
Of the screen, okay? And that would be no other than, well, there's 2 of us here. We're missing one. The Three Stooges. So here you have a 1966 box of Three Stooges.
What a beautiful box.
It is very nice with double bubble gum.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to chew that.
Try that one out. That 66 is probably an even better year than 72.
Probably. But this is a box that was actually made in 2 years and 2 years only. It was made in 59 and 66. The 59 is much more expensive than the 66. The 66 in its own right is an expensive box. Probably around a $3,000 box.
Maybe more.
There's
not that many of them out there, and on this one specifically, I've never seen a better looking one.
It's pristine. I will say it's pristine. They just recently sold a pack on eBay for, I believe, for $190.
Yep.
So if the math is correct, there's 24 packs.
Yep.
At 200 is 4,800. Take away a couple hundred. So let's say 4,600 if you're going by the pack.
You're looking just pack value, $4,000 to $5,000 for that box.
That's a hell of a return. If you
want to sell me that for $3,000, you may get yourself a little buyer over here.
Where's your credit? Give me the cash. Show me the money. So as Greg said, there is. Oh God, he's getting the money out. I'm gonna shake him down. He's eyeballing these boxes real hard. So. The fact of the matter is you can make money just buying a box and breaking it open and getting them slabbed and putting them on eBay. We've seen it done. Again, check it out, Wax Nation. Look on eBay. You'll see these packs. You'll see them for over $100, and one that just sold was $190. So, and I believe that was in an 8 or a 9. I don't know. It was either an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
When you're doing that and you want to take a calculated risk, you have to obviously send them out to get slabs. It's going to cost you a little money, but you're definitely going to make a hell of a return. Now, I'll let Greg go into these cards, okay? And whereas they're a fixed value card, and what do you really need to get that to jump?
Yeah, so these cards over here... Thank you, Jerry. So this guy, if you can see it, if not, we'll throw it up on our lovely big screen.
Put it on the screen.
Is none other than Mr. Albert Pujols. So another box that I have been very keen on, that I've been talking to my good friend Jerry about, is the 2001 baseball boxes, specifically the Topps Traded in Bowman Chrome. So not only do you get Albert Pujols in this box, you also get Ichiro in this box. So you get 2 legendary players, 2 Hall of Fame players. Albert Pujols, by the time he's done, will probably have 600 career home runs. One of the best hitters of his generation. And Ichiro, probably one of the greatest contact hitters of all time.
Now, you mentioned that, and lo and behold...
Jerry, are you showing me a card that has both of them on it?
Both of them on
Get
it.
out
So
here.
they are not only 1, but 2. Now, look, at the time when they were made, they had an idea. They're going to be good, but they didn't know how good.
Yep.
Those are beautiful cards. They're in a 9.
So that's the other thing, too.
You got them both.
So we talk about the value of the wax box. The 2011 or the 2001 Topps Traded box. This is probably $1,000 box to pick up.
Yeah.
And people are paying like top prices for that box to get the rookie cards of Pujols and Ichiro.
Right.
Now, these cards are about as good a looking card as you're ever going to see. I mean, these are beautiful, both of them. I mean, they look flawless to me.
And you could pick them up in the range of $100 to $150 for each card.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're rated a 9.
Right, exactly.
These are beautiful looking cards.
I thought so.
We both looked at them. I can't find a flaw in them.
Don't
Both rated a 9, so that drops the value on them a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, we talk about, you can hunt for the card and get the good rookie card that you want. These are rookie cards that you want from the modern era. Like, you want Pujols and Ichiro. Those are guys you want. But even fresh out of a pack,
which those probably came out of.
Which they were perfectly, out of the pack, looking perfect, from, like, even if I inspect it with a magnifying glass.
Right. It's going to be tough.
It's tough to find a flaw. It's still got graded a 9. So that dings the value on it.
No.
If they're in a sealed pack or a sealed box, that value's not getting dinged because those cards are perfect when they're not open.
Now, keep in mind, too, when you buy sealed packs and you see it, well, let me give you this advice. If you plan on breaking a pack, if you plan on opening up a sealed graded wax pack, you kind of want to go with the 6, 7s. They're grading the pack. They're not grading the cards in the pack because they can't see them. So if the wrapper has a little tear or a little mark or something, they're dropping the value of the grade of the pack, but the cards inside could be pristine and could be 10s. So why pay for a pack that's a 9 or a 10 top dollar when you can buy one for considerably less
if you're just going to crack it open
at a 6 or a 7? And if you're going to crack it open and get the same cards. Mm-hmm. So that's where I can't get through my head when they're grading. They're grading a label. And it is affecting the value of the cards. Now, I personally saw these packs in here. They were gem. They were flawless. They probably can come back 9s and 10s all day long. You might have an 8 in there. But they were pristine. So what do? Do you go buy the cards in this set or do you buy the wax box? Well, the cards in this set have value, but aren't really valuable. They have value. So, the box itself is more valuable only because it's from 1966.
Yep.
It's 53 years old. And
some good quick math right there.
It sure is. I'm the mathematician. And it's like brand new. So you're actually paying for the scarcity of the box itself, because how many boxes were saved?
Yep.
You see very few boxes online.
You almost never see those boxes.
Never. And if you do,
not in that shape.
right? And if you do, they want big money.
Yeah.
So you got the box value. Mm-hmm. You got the wrapper value.
You
got the card value. You
got the Stooges value.
You got that's right, and it's all there. But see, that's why wax packs, wax boxes is the way to go.
That's right.
And that's why we're the wax hunters.
That's right.
Because that's the way to go. And that's what's going to make you the most money in the hobby of card collecting. You will make money on cards.
Sure.
I won't say you won't.
Yep.
But I believe your returns will be better with boxes and packs.
There's more upside because, look, a card can go up and down, and then you're limited, to just the one card. In a box, especially in a box where you have potentially 2 superstars, there's more potential to get more good cards, so people are more inclined to pay a little bit more. Not to keep going back to 86 Flair, but there's 6 different rookie cards in there that people want, plus the stickers. So that's part of the reason why that box is so desired.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different options. So while someone may love to have a Charles Barkley rookie card or Magic Johnson, it wouldn't be his rookie card, Charles Barkley or Michael Jordan or Patrick Ewing or Hakeem Olajuwon,
Larry Bird. There's a ton of stars.
There's a lot of cards in there. That's built into that price already.
And believe it or not, the if you want to do price to value, the 88 Flair has the best price to value because of the sticker set.
Yep.
The sticker set in the 88 is actually worth more than the sticker set in the 87, which is the second year sticker.
87 is the most overrated box.
It's very overrated. And the 86 Flair, well, that's a good one. In my opinion, I would give it a thumbs down. I wouldn't buy it. Would not buy it. And people out there might be scratching their heads and say, why would he say that?
I would also say just be really careful of the ungraded 86 Flares.
Correct. And,
And
the
we
shuffling
yeah.
and, you just want to make sure the box is pure. And the only reason why I say that is because Steve had graded Steve Hart, owner of Baseball Card Exchange, the godfather of wax.
The Godfather of Wax, good friend of the show.
Had said that, there is a correlation of cards. And if you shuffle that box or somebody shuffle that box, it's going to drop considerably. So when you're buying it, you have to make sure that it's the original packs that went to the original box. So it could mean a difference of $20,000 between a full original box and a shuffled box.
Sure could.
You're talking 60 to 40. But nonetheless, I mean, still good cards and packs, but you just got to be careful. Yeah. You're better off buying the wax packs rather than buying a box.
Oh, 100%.
You're better off buying a graded pack, and you have it. And
honestly,
instead of
if you're going to buy a couple of them, you're better off buying this box because
yeah,
no one has that box. That's a hard to find box. It is, and you can find 86 Flair. You can't find 72 Topps basketball.
It's hard to find. I mean, it's out there, but it is hard to find. Again, it's hard to find in pristine condition. Yep. See, that's where we're keying in on with boxes. And incidentally, some of the boxes we had here, you may see a black line across it. That was because when they returned those boxes, they had to maintain the inventory, and that's why they swiped the line. Yeah. 90% of the boxes have black stripes.
Especially the older, especially boxes from the 80s.
90% of them have black stripes, and does it affect the value? Minimally, unless you want something that doesn't have any marks on it. If the box is in pristine condition and it got a black line across it, it is not going to be a game changer for you. So anybody out there that thinks a black line across the box is a bad thing, well then you better brush up on your wax knowledge, I would say.
That's right.
Okay, so that we would want to definitely tell our audience. Do not get screeched out if you see a black line across a box. As a matter of fact, anybody out there that doesn't like the black line boxes, write, email. We'll be more than happy if you got a pristine box with a black line to make you an offer.
We'll take them all.
Yep. So anybody with a 52 Topps box with I don't care if you choose the cover, I'll take it.
Yeah, so I'd be fine with any 52 Topps box. It could be, that's one of those boxes.
Choose the cover.
I'll make the exception where, we typically try to buy quality. I'll lean you on that one.
Right, we'll lean you on that one. So, but again, like what we're saying is it just like the cards, just like the packs, the boxes have to be in pristine to excellent shape. Again, a 53-year-old box, how good a shape could it be in? I mean, 53 years old, it went through a lot, okay?
There's not a lot of 53-year-olds that look that good.
So that's right. So
maybe Bo Derek.
The bottom, maybe. So the bottom line is,
here's Bo, great box to buy.
There you go. Here's Bo. I know you're ribbing me on that one, but I'll fix you when I double my value on it. But this box in that great a shape with no rips, no scratches, no tears, to stay in that good a shape, it definitely plays a part in the value of your boxes. So when you're shopping for boxes, make sure they're wrapped by Baseball Card Exchange. That's number one on the old boxes. And number two, if they're a newer box, you also want to make sure that you have the Topps factory wrapping, not just somebody puts it in a cellophane wrapper. You want to make sure it has the Topps.
Yeah, that's a good point. Almost every manufacturer these days has their logo in the wrapping.
It's embedded.
You go back. This is 93 Upper Deck. Upper Deck's written all over it.
Right.
So I mean, you want those are just simple quality control things. But I mean, I've seen enough of these boxes where I can tell, right off the bat, if it's authentic or not. But you want to see that, and you can see it any posting if you're looking at eBay or Heritage or Pristine or any of those websites that you might be shopping on. The pictures will show you the wrapper. You'll be able to see the watermarks of the logo.
Yeah.
So
because there's a lot of forgery. Some people do just cellophane a box just to keep it intact. Mm-hmm. But cellophane doesn't mean that it's sealed. In fact, in the older stuff, like the early 80s baseball, those were never wrapped. They just had a little piece of tape that went over it. So if you ever see that with a wrap around it, it's a clear cellophane,
That's not how it came in the package. That's just someone trying to protect the box.
You also have to keep in mind how they word it because they play on words.
Yeah.
They say a 80 box of box of baseball sealed.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it is sealed, but
it's not a lie.
It's not a lie, but it's not factory sealed.
I could go into the kitchen right now and seal a couple of these boxes right off the bat.
Absolutely. I don't think you get much for it, but that's okay.
Well, it depends on the box.
Well, I don't know. Even when you put a cellophane
if
wrap
I
on
cellophane wrap a Here's Bo box, I might get $20, $30 for it.
Gonna keep going with the Here's Bo's, huh? Okay. We're gonna do a show on Here's Bo coming up and non-sports, and we're gonna
for those of you who don't know who Bo is, Bo Derek. Check out the movie 10.
There you go.
Because she's a real
10. She's a real 10.
She's pretty. She's still pretty hot, but she's definitely pretty hot back then.
Yes, absolutely. So let's just touch on that just a tiny bit. My philosophy with the non-sports wax, which I do have quite a bit of also, is that, unlike my partner that may have not bought it or didn't care about
my money
it.
Into The Simpsons.
Okay. All right. And he's talking about Bo Derek. He's looking at The Simpsons. So in any event.
Bo's got nothing on Marge.
How many boxes of Simpsons are out there versus Bo Derek? Okay. I would take the Bo Derek. But the fact of the matter is they weren't saved. They weren't, they may have been cherished to some people, but not a lot of people saved the wax, the box. That happened a lot with the non-sports. So not only did you have the box, if you get a good box or in good shape, you also there's a natural shortage that people just threw it away. Mm-hmm. And just like baseball cards, they use them for the motors on their bikes and all that stuff. And it just totally diminished the volume of cards that are out there.
Yeah.
And that's my philosophy with Bo Derek, MASH, Gong Show, you name it. Those boxes, they're out there. But how long are they going to be out there for? And there's not that many. If you think about the world of eBay and say there's 3 boxes of Gong Show on there, or Dallas, or A-Team. I mean, I can go on and on and on.
You could.
That's the whole world. So think about it. How many people are in this world? If everybody wanted a Bo Derek box tomorrow, you would create mass hysteria.
I mean, I know that the demand for Bo Derek boxes is out there, Jerry. I mean, after we put this show out there, I
would
fully
love people to just
I expect there to be at least 100 people reaching out saying, I need to have some Bo.
If we had, again, share us, tell your friends about our show, get us out there. We want to get those subscribers up. We want to get those views up.
Yep.
I see other people that have shows out there with a lot of views, and it's not anywhere near as informative in collecting as we are.
It's true.
And they got triple and quadruple,
and no one's talking about Bo.
No one's talking about Bo. We are, and I'd love to see a shortage on Bo Derek.
We should see if we could get her on the show.
Yeah, and again, MASH comes to mind. Very popular TV show, has wax boxes out there at an affordable price, which I think in another 10 years will escalate in value. Also, the Gong Show will do the same thing. There are some boxes that I don't think will ever jump up in value. New Kids on the Block, $10 box. It's been a $10 box forever. It's probably less now than what it was when it originally came out.
I guarantee it is.
Okay, so there are some boxes that in fact are losers that you can't make money on, other than the nostalgia that you may have remembered or liked. So you got to be careful of that.
That's right.
But a good majority of the wax non-sports that comes to mind that are getting big money, the Munsters, Flying Nun.
1993 Skybox Simpsons Series 1.
Son of Spook. There's Beatles. Partridge Family. There's the Brady Bunch. Very hard to find a box. Never mind the cards in it. Just the empty box of the Bradys. That is another rare thing. So,
but I think the point you're
non-sports
making is the older non-sport wax is definitely
tougher to find.
It's tougher to find, but it's an up and comer. So keep
It
an eye-
is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I have a lot of older wax too, older boxes. I don't have our friend Bo, but I do have some of those other boxes, and I agree with you.
I'm gonna get you to buy one before the day's out.
Yeah. If I could find one for $5, I'd buy it.
No, you won't pay it for $5, but we'll see what we can do. But if there, again, when you're entering into the hobby of collecting, everybody has to have an entry point.
Yep.
And if you want to make money down the line and have fun doing it, the entry point is non-sports. There's still a lot of value in the non-sports collecting that you can turn and make money with.
Yep.
I believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see a considerable increase in non-sports wax, and the fact that it's drying up because it's not there anymore.
Yep. Grab it while it's hot.
Well, it's there too.
While it's there.
So, again, in closing here, we just want to make sure we're going to try to stick on this for probably a couple of shows. Bring out more different boxes.
I think we're gonna make a weekly segment of Hot Box of the Week or
preview it.
Yeah, check it. Yeah. Go deep dive. Maybe not as many as we did today, but we may highlight one specific box each week that we want to talk about.
I would think maybe one or two because we could definitely cover it. But the fact is, we did a lot of homework to find what's in these boxes. They're not readily available out there who's in these boxes. And you can, in fact, buy these boxes and think that they're in there, and they're not. For example, just a few minutes ago, before we went on air, we were looking up, there's a retail and a hobby box, which we know that. But the hobby box was very cheap. It was like $150, and we're like, something's wrong with this. And usually the hobby box is the one that has all the higher end cards. But in fact, this was the retail box that had it. So you were talking the same, pretty much close to the same box what we're looking for, talking $150 to $2,000.
Yep.
So that can happen. So
if there are boxes that you want to talk about or hear about or have us talk about, find us on Instagram,
there you go,
on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube at The Wax Hunters. Check us out on our website, thewaxhunters.com. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Make sure you're checking us out. You're liking us. You're subscribing us. You're sharing. You're commenting. You're talking to us. Let's get waxy, Wax Nation.
You forgot one important thing.
What's that? And
everything he said was true, but don't forget, when you write to us, mention Bo. I'm Gerry Marotti. Greg Marangel is my partner, and together we are
the Wax Hunters.
Stay waxy, everybody. Have a great day.
Take care.